Christopher Hitchens, in a debate, said Jesus, meek and mild, started hell. He made the point that before Jesus showed up, that there was no hell, that Jesus, meek and mild, started saying people were going to go to hell. Now, the problem that I have with that, I don't argue with him about his research, because his research agrees with the preachers, every preacher I ever heard of when I was growing up. And I'd assume that if you're in the Holy Ghost business, you would know about the Holy Ghost business. All right? If you're in the selling insurance business, then you'd know about this. I'd go ask an insurance salesman. If I wanted a roof, I'd go talk to somebody about the roofing business. Now, but I would consider everybody's motivations behind what they said. I mean, if a guy who sells a roof says I need a roof, I'd still go up there and look. Because, you know, if you sell hammers, all your problems look like nails. That's just how people are. But isn't it very interesting that a fundamentalist preacher and Mr. Hitchens, even though they're debating, agree. They both agree that Jesus said that we're all going to hell. They agree with that. Isn't that interesting? Did you think of that? That Mr. Hitchens is a fundamentalist, or was a fundamentalist, God rest his soul. I don't think he's in hell. I think Mr. Hitchens is a good man, because he believed in something. He ain't like all these people that go to church that sit in there and act like they believe it, and they don't believe it. You know, just because they're trying to sell Amway to somebody, or sell insurance, or sell real estate, or trying to get fire insurance. He had the courage to have some convictions and stand up and believe in something. I respect him for that. I respect him. I respect Mr. Harris for that, who's still alive. And Mr. Dawkins. Now, do I agree with him? No, I don't agree with him. Do I think that they're just like the fundamentalists? Yes, I do. And that's my point here. Because now, I am a person, now I got in a debate with some friends of mine about this. I don't think that there was a person named Jesus that lived. But something happened, all right? You don't have Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, James, Paul, all those writings, and then a whole bunch of other writings that were at that time that said all kinds of other stuff from nothing. Where did all that stuff come from? What did it mean? Where was it? Something happened. It was about something. Now, was it about what Mr. Peter Joseph did when he made that movie Zeitgeist, when he said that we were all just worshiping stars, and there were 12 disciples, and there was this, and there was that, and it went back to Horus? Well, if it did, that don't make it less so. In fact, that makes it more so. That makes it more beautiful. I mean, I know Mr. Joseph was trying to make the point that it was all a bunch of crap, and he was trying to laugh at it, and he thinks that we all just need to, you know, get down and worship a science book every night. And that's fine. I think the guy was cool. I'm not arguing with him. He's got to believe in what he believes in. But I'm just saying that ain't what it to me is. You know, because the fact that Krishna over in India has a lot of the same basic things as Christ over in the Middle East, that means it's a beautiful story that has a deep meaning. And it's a humbling thing. So I'm just trying to make the point that here is Christopher Hitchens agreeing with a Baptist preacher. You know, I'm not talking about one of these Baptist preachers that, you know, is practically a Methodist. You know, I'm talking about these Baptist preachers that get up and scream and holler and throw the Bible through the place and get down on the floor and act like they were being crucified. I'm talking about a Baptist preacher and him agree that Jesus said we were going to hell. When both of them, when the Baptist preacher and Christopher Hitchens, neither one of them were there. Neither one of them were there when it happened. They weren't there. They did not see it. They did not listen to it. They don't know what he said. So nobody else knows. Nobody else knows what he said. And we all got to guess. And all I know is the people that we got our book, they got together at this place called Nicaea, and they got together and they pulled up all the books, and a bunch of assholes that pretty much, this is what we're going to say, and if you don't agree, we're going to cut your head off, you know? You're going to wind up like Jesus. We're going to nail your ass up on that cross. You know, we're going to beat the shit out of you just like we did Jesus and throw you up on a cross. You better, and so they all signed off on it. And then, you know, what, 11 or 1200 years later, whatever, when Martin Luther came along and said, well, that was all a bunch of BS. I'm right. And if you read Martin Luther, read one of his books. He wrote one of the most hateful books I've ever read in my life about the Jewish people, telling you he was just a full of hate monger. The guy was a total hate monger, and we're supposed to take his word about it. I don't take his word about it either. I don't take any of them's word about it. You know, I do agree with Brother Paul that said, you know, at some point you got to get down with fear and trembling and try to figure it out, you know? Because it's scary. It's scary to be alive. As George Carlin said, life is a near-death experience. But I don't know, and I don't take the word for any of these people. Not a one. Nobody. So all I'm trying to say is none of those people were there, and I think it's very interesting that all those people are a bunch of fundamentalists, and they say they're right. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, bye.